enemy supports while Ravage is down.
One ban is going to be on the Monkey by TFT. They don't think it's a mid tide. They're thinking mid one. They could be saving him a special hero here, but
oh, I think so.
There's still room for him, of course. Especially when you got that Magnus, you could look towards something like that Ember Spirit. Maybe not with this much lockdown, but it is an option on the table. Definitely benefits from the cleave.
Let's be real. I'm always going to be selfish and hope for a mid one because that obviously the Slark Leash is not the kind of setup that you'd have with like a Roar or Nyx Assassin Stun, but that would balance out the damage potential of the lineup.
I think it allows you to transition very quickly into strong early pushes as well. Because you look at Team Secret right now, they kind of want to be stacked. TFT is going to try and split push, but when you talk about big fat team fights, you've got the Ravage, you've got the RP, you've got the Chain Frost. There's so much here for Secret.
And the TFT is going to have the overall last pick here, and there's still a lot of flexibility to where this Lone Druid can go. So they can pick a mid or a safe lane. And depending on that, the tempo can shift quite a bit. So,
well,
Kunkka, I know a lot of people. I know you're high on Kunkka. I'm still not convinced. I don't think Kunkka. I don't think he gained really much from this new patch, whereas so many of the Agi heroes that you gained a lot. But mid one's an excellent Kunkka.
No, I agree. Like, looking at it from that perspective, you're correct. Because we build so many stat items early on these cores now, the advantage for Kunkka for a long time was he dominates CS, he denies you a crap ton. But now with the XP change and the building of these very quick Agi items with the Wraith Bands, you can compete. So,
I mean, you got some options here. You could go like a Jug here as Final Tribe and just transition into a pretty safe lane Jug, mid lane Druid, transition into a pretty fast pushing lineup, or you could leave the Jug, you could leave the Lone Druid in the safe lane, and you could go for Lina. Feels a little bit risky here.
I don't know, but I do like the OD ban, by the way. I want to say that from Team Secret. It's really good against the Kunkka, because it can screw up his combo, and also melts with the Tidehunter. I think Puppy was just sitting there having flashbacks, the Mana Boys days, and he went, nah, that's not happening to my mid.
Yeah, and that's something that should be mentioned, right? Okay, ooh, wow, that's a hero. All right, have I seen this hero in the qualifiers yet?
I don't think we've seen it in qualifiers. I've seen it maybe once or twice in the last patch ran by like tier 2 CIS teams in kind of an off-lane role.
Yeah,
this would be interesting.
I know I've seen it, but it's mid here, and I've seen it in some high-level pubs in replays, but not so much in the pro scene. It's important here. Effectively, the Final Tribe doesn't have a save, because the Winter Wyvern Cold Embrace can be a very good save against like these PA lineups. But I mean, you've got Kunkka, Tide, Magnus, Lich. It's you Cold Embrace somebody, they're going to die.
Yeah, it's a liability for sure in this scenario. I mean, you can maybe Cold Embrace a creep on a push. That's as good as it's going to get. You're not going to use it to heal up a hero in the middle of a fight. So
this Razor is it's okay. I think we're going to try and win the mid lane kind of pick. I mean, he is going to beat the Kunkka, probably. But what does Razor really do for it?
It'll be interesting to see him, though, because of the changes to him. He can farm a decent pace now, of course, with his passive triggering an AoE as compared to before. These are heroes. We will see Tide in the offlane. That is going to be the past for Magnus, as we were anticipating, which means he can get around and actually, despite the damage you could lose on the Kunkka to the Razor, you at least have that buffer so you can try and still CS and sustain lane. But Yapsil's main focus is going to be top, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you see these elite 4-position players playing the Magnus. And in lane, they're very good, and it's also just Magnus is a hero that's building mobility items anyway, so they're just going to be able to get around the map as they apply a lot of pressure.
I think it should also be highlighted the rate of farm that Tide's going to get up here, because of course the changes to Anchor Smash with the Empower now, you can clear camp super fast, and you can get aggressive very early after you pick up like phase boots, for example.
You know, are they just going to try and, I mean, maybe you brought it up in the context of farming, but I mean, that's a decent amount of damage. 120 passive damage at a 500 AoE now from the Razor passive. I mean, you could just go Death Ball around that in this.
Quite possibly. You need the levels first, so you're looking at about a 10-minute transition into pushes. You have the wards, you've got the bear, and you've got the aura from the Beastmaster. This could be the plan.
I mean, is Razor just a he's always been a five-man hero, right? But I think we think about Razor as a slow siege five-man hero, and the question is, does some of the reworks of this hero, along with the buff to Wraithband and all that, does it make this a five-man hero who can actually really push pretty fast?
You can run people down very fast as well. When you consider the passive in conjunction with the Wraithband builds now, that's insane movement speed.
All right, this is going to be interesting, and I think it's the same fundamental template in that case that TFT tried to go with in the last game, and it's going to be on Secret to recognize that they're going to try and play that way.
Secret getting aggressive early on. Jonas is going to walk it off because this is actually a Apostrophe Shaman, by the way. We didn't actually mention into that.
Yes.
Yeah, so taking a lot of damage, actually. The board's slowing him down here. He'll be able to get away, though. They can't keep on him, Jonas. He has got the shot coming off cooldown in 5. It's going to be close. They need another tap. They want to find it. Hanskin moving across, but nice blocks out from Zai.
Yeah. And by the way, that is actually a critical point in terms of how this game is. You think about the role that they've just been asking Jonas to play in all of these matches. He's been in the middle of the fight. He's been playing full in tempo, and Shadow Shaman is a much harder hero to do that with. He needs that mobility item to start getting into those fights.
Of course, as a result, that does mean we're going to see a Beastmaster support. It's been a while since we saw this, but I can kind of get behind it, especially with the return of the Call the Wild build. Like, that was where it was strong. Zai? Actually taking a lot of damage here. They could get him. He needs to TP away right now.
Yeah, the
He's not good though.
Just owning him.
Yep, there he goes.
Wow.
And, well, they spread the goal between them. The boar was involved the whole time as well.
Yeah, exactly. He had the Arctic Burn and the boar and the creep wave on him the entire time. That's a lot of damage, even for a Tide. Did not have a level in the passive yet.
And in the mid, we're seeing why Razor loves facing up against melees so much. Even with the Empower, Kunkka's going to struggle with the CS a little bit.
He's getting those denies, but...
I'm just looking at his bot lane, because they've left Nisha in a 2-on-1 scenario. Not exactly the best case for Slark. Usually this is a hero you feed kills to early on, so you can actually do things.
You're being too kind. They can't, and they're going to TP some. They can't leave us. He would just get...
Puppy arrives. He's going to pull the wave through. Nisha's still got a lot of regen, so he'll be fine to tank that up. And tanking in the top lane, Zai, once again, you've really got to respect the Arctic Burn. Have you seen a Tide pummeled this hard? He did start with a point in Gush, so it's kind of his own fault. Oof. Although we shouldn't, we should reserve any thoughts about this. But this is a great start for TFT. I say reserve thoughts because there's a great start last time for TFT.
Yeah, look at what TFT have to do now too, because Puppy comes down here and they realize that he's pulling. He's almost gotten he's got the through pull on the camp. They have to bring the Hanskin Beastman. Now they're going to be able to take this camp.
And say thank you very much while you do it. Healing up the bear. That's actually another thing about this change, Lone Druid. It means that you are less likely to have to resummon the bear early on than you used to be. Okay.
Just a little subtle thing. I really like the move. I think Hanskin was his own Puppy out so that he wasn't in.
Seems that way. In the mid one, he is actually keeping up at a decent pace, but Chessie has a lot of denies here.
Yeah.
This will... I think this gets easier as it goes on because, of course, the Tidebringer have bonus damage. You can't stop that once you get like level 3.
And the big thing is, right, it with this amount of denies, with like 12 denies, I mean, you'd be looking at a significant level disparity in the last patch. A gold disparity in this kind of a 1v1 match, much less, particularly.
Although it can escalate a little bit when you consider it's a strength hero versus an Agi, and when you build those Wraith Bands, you can chase like this for long with the static link. Good job, Iceboard.
Aqua was removed from the game, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like strength heroes are building it as well, so it didn't just matter about the Agi. But it's not like strength heroes typically have even less mana on average when you think about the matchups.
And look at, once again, the combination of this Lone Druid and the Beast are able to take of the Radiant Pull. Not going to be able to do that, Puppy. At the very least, they're going to get the gold from it.
Should actually be pointed out the thing that people sometimes forget about, which is the attack speed from the Beastmaster as well. It hurts so much. No matter where you are as Hanskin, you're going to have an impact on a lane. And he has a haste now. Puppy, walk away. Walk away, kind sir.
You can just disengage and at the very least, you're forced to waste that Frost Shield. You know, 30-second cooldown and quite a bit of mana early on. And Lich isn't going to care. He's got clarity and sitting on clarity in 2 minutes.
But it stops any potential aggression. And the other thing that is limited in that regard is obviously the pounce on a 20-second cooldown. And we'll probably stay at level 1 until the Dark Pact is maxed out. Makes it rough. The top lane has been awfully quiet, mainly because Zai has been kind of getting his teeth kicked in his. Jonas is 2 levels ahead.
You got to be pretty happy with how both of these. It's got to be said, Nisha's Slark is not nearly suffering as much as I thought he would be. He's right there in CS with the lone.
That's very true, but at the same time, for a lot of this, Lone Druid has been left alone down here, whereas Puppy has been here almost twice the amount of time that Hanskin has. Actually, Hanskin's... I'd say he's barely been here. He kind of pokes in once or twice and then always leaves.
Yeah, I like how Hanskin's playing this. And that's nice. That ward should not be spotted. It is nighttime. Not necessarily going to know. Dire have vision.
Chessie taking a decent amount of damage. Mid 1's going to build the double bracer. But Chessie just says, thank you very much. I'll take some damage.
Oh, man.
Oh,
they must not have been sure of where Hanskin was.
Yep, because he's going to walk in and Nisha, he doesn't have the pounce. He used it aggressively. They can't actually bring him down, though. It'll be close, but no cigar.
Okay. In retrospect, right, so he had that Frost Shield on him. He's got to be thinking about going. Clock has to be going in. This is a level 5 Lone Druid. Has that root on from his bear. I know you've got Dark Pact to purge it off. That Beastmaster with his attack speed aura and the before coming in, bubbles in it.
You still have huge issues with the Dark Pact because of the delay on activation. You either wait until you get rooted or you assume he's going to root you every time. And there we go, roots come out. Let's back away. They force Yapsor down here. Now it's 2 heroes in lane versus 3. But how do you really jump on the Frost here? You can't. He moves too fast.
And at the same time, you know, Zai, knowing that there are 3 heroes in the bottom lane, Zai's just going to get... I don't know that he's going to...
You say it like he hasn't already been picked on.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, this is schoolyard bullying there, guys.
Jonas is getting ever closer to 6, and at that stage, you could probably just solo kill Zai. This is not the powerful tide we've been seeing more recently. This is a helpless tide, especially because of this Wyvern pick. The Arctic Burn just doing way too much. Oh no, you actually look at this. CS lead to all of the cores of TFT.
Look at it. Look at the level advantage too. You know, Razor just hit level 7. Tonka's not even halfway, or just over halfway to level 6. Big Daddy Razor is coming down here. They better read this. Because he absolutely can die behind the tower.
He most definitely can. They're going to see Poppy. There it is. Started coming out. It's going to go for the TP away. They can't do enough damage, but they do steal a lot of damage. They can easily take this tower and finish it off. And Kunkka will shove in, but he won't do anywhere near as much damage. Wyvern already TPing there. Bot lane, Nisha pouncing away. No. They're cutting those trees, though. You better run. He's eating all the tango to try and escape, but he's still in range. He'll go for the TP. They need to turn around and hit that tower.
In a way, it was super fortunate that Puppy was the kind of crossed their paths there. They'll take the tower for sure.
The problem I see though is your Slark is getting underleveled. Lone Druid will start to take an advantage, and if he just stays on the Slark, you're gonna have to babysit with not 1 but 2 heroes as we saw previously.
Interesting. Razor opts for the raindrop. That's actually...
It's the boat combo. He knows 6 is coming.
Exactly. That's pretty good, and it's gonna feel good when Tide hits his 6 too. Which, granted, in this game,
it'll be a while. Just stay in your seats, guys. It'll happen eventually.
Man, when's the last time? It's been a while since I've seen double arcane.
Yeah, you gotta keep that sustained. I'm looking at this right now, and we kind of read it right. TFT, the pushing. Constant pushing coming out,
and it's one of those things. I don't know, because this is a less conventional pushing comp. I don't know that Secret would have read it this way as much so as in the last game.
Absolutely.
They gotta be
they are running issues. Chessie?
I know, Chessie, you're strong, but let's take that tower. Okay.
He's got the damage now. He just needed to borrow it from Zai. Zai was saying no, so you had to force him to give him the damage.
Well, I mean, the big thing is Chessie, because Chessie made that rotation bottom and then top to get the towers, mid one has caught up in levels. So he's at least able to contribute at this point. Not just going to push him out of a...
Problem is, next they'll be setting their sights on the mid tower, probably in the next 2 minutes. And all the while, Hanskin, he's getting ever closer to that level 6 as he was just sapping up that solo XP in the bot lane alongside Nisha.
Yeah, it's just always a cost, though. When you get in... There's a reason that most pro teams will wait until at least the 12-minute mark to start making the push rotation, right? When you're doing it at this time of the game, it takes you long enough that those enemy cores really can come back.
Both thrown out there. Will reduce damage to Chessie deals, but they can't aggress them to a tool. And that's your first bow, and it doesn't even stop this push. We'll back off for a second, but that's going to be another one.
But he's not even with spreads.
Yeah, this is getting worrisome. They'll put the Frost Shield down. That might actually stop the push. Puppy, the hero, the savior of the mid-tier 1 tower. Or the mid-1 tier 1 tower. But all the while, they're forcing this aggression. And every time they do, Secret's having to invest a lot more. So TFT has other people farming, whether it's the Shaman, the Beastmaster, the Lone Druid. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's right. I think they struck a good balance there. They applied a little bit of pressure, but they didn't hard commit. Still have their cores farming around the map. It would have been a little bit too early to commit so strongly to one tower.
We will see Chessie now pick up the drum, so he is trying to amp up the aggression as quickly as possible.
Yeah, this is how we thought that Razor was. Is that 2 drums, guys?
Who else is picking them up?
I mean, look, two drums is not the worst thing in the world. It especially wasn't back when drums were like amazing. But
wait, who else has gone for the drum? Oh yeah, I see a Shaman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing to stack per se. The stats are good, and if you're going to go for these early pushes, you actually think about the downtime. You make it work. Yeah, I'm seriously, I'm thinking even more and more about this double drums, like the lap over 12 seconds of increased attack speed plus the inner beast. Good God.
Yeah, but it's nice, but you're gonna really need initiation, I think. I mean, Rasta's got this Aether Lens and drums. What's your primary initiation right now?
You got the Primal Roar as well, in fairness. Winner's Curse. There's a decent amount. Oh, boat coming in, but the Primal Roar, speaking of, out in the mid one. They found him, the shackles are there, and no assistance for him.
Yeah. He just didn't know that the rest of TFT were massed behind him.
They actually don't need to stop either. They've got the Serpent Wards if they want to commit them for the tier 2.
You absolutely don't stop here. Fine, guys. Don't do the same thing you did in the last game. All right. Thank you.
There it goes. They go down. Frost Shields on the tower.
Yeah, the Frost Armor doesn't do much with the wards there.
Tide's coming in, but as long as they don't stack too hard, the Glyph's going to be there. But Zai wants the opportunity for the Ravage. And ironically enough, the lineup with Slark is being snowballed against. They'll force them away, though. It requires the whole team. They do get the tier 1 top in the meantime, and Nisha's still up here farming.
Did I see that right? Does Frost Armor on the tower aggro the wave to your hero?
I didn't actually quite catch that. It may be.
I think
that's an interesting interaction.
I'm sure Chad is watching this and calling me.
I think it does.
But if Frost Shield on the tower aggroes the creep wave to your hero, that's super annoying. Era's getting low up here.
Oh no, look at that! You know, he just blocks it out. Now they've got the shackles.
Down.
He got baited in. He's got the pounce. He's going to make his escape and go for the TP. Can they do the damage? It's going to be close, but they can't.
God.
You actually saw Arrow moving back. He was really close to being in range for the Winner's Curse as well. But to make that play, it's kind of said in the message, you can't even get a kill onto the Wyvern there. And that's before he puts at least 1 point in the Cold Embrace. Imagine that scenario with just 1 point in the Cold Embrace.
Yes, I mean, look at Slark here. First item S and Y.
Can't afford to get caught. He needs the extra health.
Oh, he recognizes that, he's not going to have time. for the Shadow Blade build in this match. He's not going to have time to build anything cute like a Silver Edge and try and run around the map getting pickoffs. He's going to have to be in fights with his team within the next 5 minutes, the way TFT are playing this.
I mean, it's more the playstyle as well, right? Like the Shadow Blade is suggesting you'll find these pickoffs. That opportunity top was rare, and it was a preview. So there was always someone close by to respond.
Tide's going to have his mech.
That's a decent boon, especially in Secret being pushed into.
Yaps are still almost 1k off.
Then from comparison, you look at Hanskin. He's already got the Vlads, and he's going to go on his way towards the Necro next.
I am really liking these Vlads, especially if you can get.
Well, especially if you can do this. They're going to go into the Roche bit. It enables them to do it. Enough bonus damage. Board's committed as well to make sure this is a quick one. Team on the mid lane. Oh, Chessie, they're going for him here. They're going to drag him back.
Down though.
Yeah, and they can't do anything. They get him down to half HP and that's it. Thank you for the free Roche, they say. Well, while Slark, they have the nurse going on, so Nisha starts farming pretty deep. If no one's here, he knows they're in the Roche pit, but it's too late.
Something, but it is. I mean, they're not even going to come close to getting a tower trade for it.
I mean, they can't actually contest it either. They've got the Ravage, but like you said, the boat used. You need that extra damage at this stage.
I mean, it's hard to fault no one for, or sorry, mid one for trying to get aggressive there, but it's just unfortunate because once boat is down, it's a short cooldown, but TFT can still.
And now look at this Chessie with an Aegis. This Razor is already hard to get through once. Do you really think you got the damage to get through him twice? Maybe if you get every spell, but then what have you got left for the Lone Druid, for the Shaman, even the Beastmaster?
I just love the way that how they're drafting and playing speaks to TFT's mentality right now. It speaks to them saying, look, we had that last game. We gave ourselves a good chance to win, and we backed off. Okay, we're going to do that same thing again, and this time we are going to keep the pressure on.
As you said, that scenario when they were mid and it looked like we were going to back off for a second, they just thought about it and kept going, and that is the difference here. It's the last game, don't get me wrong, Secret, fantastic to pull back, but TFT, as you said, had that lead, and then they screwed themselves more than anything. It's all about having that confidence.
A little bit risky. Era's going to have a hard time getting in position here if they end up needing him for this fight. But again, out super early. It's going to stop the push at least for a little while.
Yeah, but he X'd himself as well, so there was no kill potential there.
No.
Another free tower gun. Actually, they're taking a lot of damage from Zai in the meantime. Mid one, you can try all you want with the armlet, but it won't slow this down. Another tower falls. And all the while, Nisha just trying to farm aggressively because he knows his own jungle won't be safe. Oh, Korea? Nisha? Is he going to get this? No. No, he looked the wrong way.
Just got so lucky.
Oof.
Oh, they might catch Hanskin here on the disengage. That's an X mark on him. Should be dead.
Damage from Zai. There's the Empower we were talking about.
There you go. Okay, now we're off to the race. This is going to be a double. This next fight is going to be a double blink reveal on the side of Secret. It's going to be hard for TFT to be ready for this, especially if they get caught with Beastmaster still down. They need to be super cautious on the Radiant side of the map, and it's hard to read that.
I mean, interesting to see what the outcome is, especially seeing as that's your support RP. So it's not the Tide can show. They'll know he doesn't have a blink, and you'd expect him to have the blink first. But then again, maybe TFT is sitting there going, wait, this is Secret we're talking about. The 3 and 4s are practically interchangeable on the network chart.
Playing out of it. Here comes the smoke.
Oh, Ward's dropped. Double value. Zai's been caught. The chain frost's going to be going down on Chessie, but you can't commit too heavily until he has the Aegis to work with. It gets Zai out, but look at this. They find another target mid one. The 4-star pin, the shackles are there. The bow's going to connect. No, the RP, Yapsel, the blink river's going to get skew across. Connects on the 3, the Ravage follow up. They're going to pop the Aegis. They'll go straight through Shaman as well. And Hanskin, he's stuck a little bit too. Arrow moved across. There's the Winner's Curse coming out. The torrent's going to be down to Razor. He needs to retreat though. He can't hang around. The after toggles from mid one are on point. He's going to live, but Razor will not. They get the tower, but they lose 3.
I mean, heard in TFT team chat 5 seconds ago, the blank did this Magnus have blink. Like, it's just the double blink reveal from Secret is just so hard to read there. You feel so strong as Final Tribe pushing deep into Secret territory, knowing that Nisha has just been furiously trying to farm up. But, I mean, the double blink reveal there is devastating, allowing the double ult combo by Secret.
Definitely a big win for Secret there. TFT, they, like I said, they're going to be questioning where the hell the goal came from. But at least the reveal's out of the way, is what I will say. Like, that could have been a complete team wipe. The fact they got the lone druid out is of significant importance here, right? Like, he's gone for the maelstrom. He needs to be farming constantly at this stage in the game.
Yep. It's just, it's hard, right? Because this is why Secret gives Yapstar so many resources. Oh boy, Nisha, you need to, or mid one, you need to be a little bit careful up here, even with X.
Jonas, he's going in. The Hex is there. He pings to Chess. He's like, what the hell are you doing? It's a kill waiting to be had there. I can understand Chessie backing off there, though. You don't know who's behind Kunkka at that point. You assume there's at least one support at all times.
I am not certain about this BKB choice Razor here. It is a very powerful item, and they don't necessarily have a great way to deal with it apart from RP, but I don't know that you have the damage behind just yet.
I get where he's coming from, though, because he knows he needs to alleviate all pressure from the lone druid to do what he wants, and that means with the BKB, Chessie can go as deep as need be. I think you're right.
I'm just not sure this is a drum BKB Razor game. This feels like maybe even a drum SNY BKB.
That's what I was thinking. Sanjin Yash drums, the typical pickups. Kunkka in the mid lane, by the way. Both coming in. It's going to be close. No!
Oh my god!
Jonas gets the solo pick off. It does cost him the Serpent Wards, but he'll be happy with that. Kunkka gone for 40 seconds. Him on the bot lane. Frost has been found here. Nisha trying to run him through. Decides against it there as the bear does move across.
Ow.
Jonas, he's going for that Axe next, by the way.
Yeah,
moving forward.
He says forget Blink Dagger.
Oh, the skewer back. Jonas too aggressive. It worked once. It won't work twice. The gate's coming out. The Ravage there. They all get baited in. Razor's going to go down as well. And on the side, RP catching the bear and its master. They'll clean up the bear first, and they'll finish off Frost second.
And you just died with BKB up, right? You just died with your 10-second BKB charge up, and it's just, that's an item that is supposed to make you the most powerful hero in the game if you're timing it correctly. Instead,
they get baited in, and I feel like it's the last play they watched Jonas do that. Jonas is probably making that call is what I'm imagining here. And you believe in him, right? He's proved himself in that last fight where he takes out mid one solo.
Much obliged.
Yeah, but that's not a fight. That's a pickoff. It's just a big difference between how you have to shot call those as a team.
And I think at this stage,
the position on the map. I mean, that's practically at the steps of the Radiant base.
Exactly. And on top of that, you're so reliant on the Serpent Walls right now. Jonas, what's he doing here? Maybe he comes down Chessie to protect. And the shackles, yes, they have on the Tidehunter's side. He doesn't have a Ravage. We'll go for a TP. They have no way. Something Winter's Curse is going to be there just in time. But there might be a reset. Primal on the back foot. Look at this. Magnus trying to actually defend himself. And Hanskin, they turn around and they'll just wipe him down. They get the kill on the Siren response, and they get Puppy. So 2-for-1 trade, but that's a 10-second BKB, and you use the Primal Roar for that.
Yeah, I mean, if you can... Now, Roche still has a little ways to go. Lanes aren't necessarily in the right place. You can turn that into an objective. It's something that you feel decent about. It's a weird decision by Secret. It looked like they were resetting from the high ground to potentially re-engage on that fight. Backed off, and it ends up giving an extra kill on the Lich.
Yeah, I think they kind of felt they had to, because you saw it. They doubled back to deal with the Beastmaster. It was an odd move, but while it wasn't what you wanted, I appreciate why Hanskin done it, because he knew what was coming. Like, when you try and initiate on a Tide, that's the hardest hero to kill on the side of Secret.
This is... I just feel like you're gonna have to continue pushing on to the other side of the map, because this Razor is gonna lack every kind of acceleration.
Block. They see him.
Oh, here you go.
4-star up. They can actually hex him on the spot. No dark packs for him. The Serpent Wars get the RP. Yapsor with a turnaround. Nisha gets a Shadow Dance off, and now the Chain Frost just bouncing around. Gets a kill into 2 cores belonging to TFT. And the bear, the bear is just to the dessert. There's the gaze dragging it in. Look into my eyes, little bear. Look away. It's what we're about to do to you. It's just, I don't think Peta will be okay with it.
It's part of the issue with those kinds of builds is that the enemy team sees that and they know that you need to keep forcing fights, and you become a little bit predictable because of that.
That's why worrying. You look at Nisha, look at his farm now, top net worth. He even stopped off for a Blink Dagger. I think that's why TFT were like, okay, he hasn't gone for an aggressive item that protects. Well, it's aggressive for getting him in, but if we move first, he can't get out. Didn't matter, because Yapsaw, he's doing the right thing. He's bodyguarding his core.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the old Na'Vi play. Play 3 or 4 heroes behind Havosh.
Oh yes, 25 minutes into the game, you expect your supports to do this, whether it's tanking the gank or turning the fight. And the power of something like a possible Magnus means he can turn it.
Here, he's axed.
Yep, back into the boat he comes. He'll actually scare them away though. The bear was on point. Jonas wants to go again. Calm down, Yoni. Get a little bit too antsy.
You're a Shadow Shaman. You're not a Sand King anymore.
Oh, look at this. Chelsea going pretty deep. BKB comes out. He just says, thank you very much. That's another charge.
I mean, yeah, he wastes the BKB, he wastes the Link so easily. It just feels like very little risk to him at that point.
They tried it on Zai as well, not the optimal target. The bear's been found again. There's the fear. That'll get it out.
And it's also got to be said that with the way Lone Druid is functioning now, like ganking the bear is kind of no longer a thing. Yeah, it still gives you gold, fine. You still have to watch it, but Era is going to...
Well, he got the Cold Embrace out in time. I'm not sure it's going to help too much. Meanwhile, on the side, they do see Hanskin as well. They'll drag him back, and it'll be 2 kills, and that'll be Roche.
They're just hemorrhaging kills.
It's like this is TFT. They had it going their way perfectly, and the moments things just go off course and change trajectory.
Secret, man, you make one mistake against this team, they make it so hard to reset.
Mid one, X is forward. He'll be able to get out though, but they see where he is. The wards get dropped. Jonas pinging onto it. They're going to drag him back. Now the Chain Frost, the RP, it's going to be there. The boat through as well. They skewer back in it. No! They get rid of the Beastmaster and the bear. Pounce forward. The Shackle's going to come out. We're going to move away. Slark is fine. The wards are still there. And suddenly Puppy just screams, why are we fighting under wards? Don't be stupid about this. Moving in. Pounce is going to be there. The blink forward. Jonas is gone. He might find more now. Nisha on the hunt. He wants something. Pounce is coming off cooldown. Moving forward. Blink and 4. Pounce forward. There. Winner's curse. Says, please God, don't let this skewer through. Now BKB out from Chessie, chasing on the Puppy side. Body blocker though. He says, no, you don't. Jesse. You leave my captain alone.
You just have no damage.
And look at that as well. Radiant Courier did at least get that. That's your consolation prize. The Zai will not have his Blink Dagger. But he doesn't care. He doesn't need it because they're going to take Roche and then they're probably going to run straight down mid.
Yeah, and the end of that sentence, by the way, why are we fighting under these wards, is why are we fighting under these wards when we have a Slark and 2 Blinks? I mean, it is so easy for this secret lineup right now to disengage and just re-engage from a different angle. You can't count on being able to control one choke point as TFT against this secret lineup. They are going to have to clean up the top lane here that's pushing into the base.
It should be pointed out that once that core is back up, you want to talk about mobility, the only person on the side of Secret that will not have a Blink Dagger is Puppy. And if you want to go that way, honestly, he's getting pretty close in terms of gold.
And it's feeling like whether it's, playing with a Medusa or playing with a Razor, it's kind of the same idea. You got this siege tanky kind of hero.
Frost?
You're just getting outmaneuvered.
All right, Frost should be fine here. That's a little bit too close for comfort, though. Puppy, if you can get range for the gaze, they decide against it, though. Jonas was getting ready. He's a little bit trigger happy. He wants something here. This is not the way you bait the bear. Just dangle it there, but what's your follow-up here? Like, Nisha has that Aegis. He has almost 2k HP. It takes you way too long to get through him.
And you can look at this build on the Shadow Shaman, and he's even very limited ability with Force Staff.
Very true. He's still going for the axe. Getting ever closer, but... like we said, the disengage, the mobility the Secret have, you fluff those wards, you're screwed. They're just toying with them at this point. Nisha feels completely in control in this game. And he should. Level 21 and has 16k net worth. Trying to control in the meantime. Chessie getting a lot of damage, but Zai doesn't care. Walks in with the Ravage. They can skewer him back into a big fat mess. And Chessie, BKB's up and he's gone.
That's one of the big strengths of the Slark, and one of the reasons he's picked against these heroes like DK is, he is absolutely fine with you man fighting against him. He says, fine, Razor, drain my damage. I'm eventually going to get a Essence Shift stacks up that it's not going to matter, and I can always just use Pounce to reset.
Or he can pounce even deeper. Who needs to reset when you can find more? X coming out. Blink is his spot, but Jonas going to go for the shackle. Going to be drawn back, cancels out, and he's going to move straight out of those wards, and this is looking grim. TFT against the ropes here. That's going to be at least one lane. Actually, they can't get more unless they feel confident enough to try and go for throne, which we haven't seen a team do in a very long time after taking one lane. They'll get back. They see Frost. He's going to force them away.
Is he, though? Yeah,
Gaze to bring the bear in. Nope, they actually cancel the TP. Yaps is hanging around. Alright, they'll disengage. TFT know this is the best case scenario for them. They can't try and fight into this right now.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
That doesn't bode well. I mean, we look at this right now. There's over 2 minutes left in the Aegis. He's going to do what he wants.
And this Razor's progression is ulted. He got a sign. Can't even finish Halberd.
Correction. His progression has been just completely obliterated. It's non-existent. Isha? Uh-oh. There's that strong dispel coming to effect. Primal going to be there. RP drags down the Wyvern as well. No, they're going to find the bow, but just get straight through them. Shackle's being used on Tide. But what do you do against that target? Bow through. Jonas already going to be looking to pull. We gave him Chessie chasing in. Mid one trying to run away to skewer back. Frost will use the Roar in time, but Chessie, he needs to retreat. Now the pounce through. Nisha will find the kill. And the only one left alive, but not for long. Chessie's going to be dragged back to his death as GG gets called. And TFT, they don't even wait to see what happens to their base. They know it's over. Secret 2-0 them.
Come on, mid one. What and the rapier purchase at the end.